If you're building an online course business, your email list isn't just important, it's literally your most valuable asset. I want to show you today exactly how Kajabi's email marketing system works, from those basic broadcast emails all the way to more complex automation sequences that can actually save you time and, of course, money by helping you run your business on autopilot. Now, whether you're already using Kajabi or if you're still trying to figure out if it's the right platform for your online course business, this video is going to be for you. I am going to show you inside of my Kajabi account, and I'll walk you through 3 types of emails that you can send, along with all of the email specific features that Kajabi has. And of course, I will also share what they don't have, because I want you to have a full picture of this email automation feature. I'm going to share some of the most common email automations that we set up for our clients. So both for new Kajabi users and for our more experienced 7-figure business clients. But before we dive in, if you've been thinking about trying Kajabi, but you haven't actually signed up yet, then go ahead and grab the 45-day free trial link that's in the description of this video and get yourself into Kajabi. That way you can actually start to try out these features and see if it is the right fit for you. So our partner link, it's going to give you 45 days without a payment and not the typical 14 or even 30-day trials that you'll see out there. Now, if you're actually 100% sure that Kajabi is the platform that you want to build on, then we have an exclusive offer running right now through our partner link. You can get the growth plan for Kajabi for $99 per month for the first 3 months. And that is a significant savings compared to their regular pricing. Plus, if you already know exactly what you want to build, whether that's migrating an existing course or building something from scratch, you can reach out directly to me through my website. My team and I can help you get your online course built or migrated and up and running inside of Kajabi incredibly quickly. Of course, you can get all those links in the description of this video. All right, let's go and check out the emailing features in Kajabi. All right, here we are inside my Kajabi account. We're going to take a look at the different types of emails that you can send and some of the issues that we have here in the email marketing system. So first, you can see a bunch of emails that have been sent. You can see that you have some analytics here that's really nice. At a quick glance, you can kind of see how your emails are performing. We have the ability to sort between the different types of emails. So just very quickly, so you understand the differences, because Kajabi terminology is can be very different than some other email marketing platforms. So first and foremost, broadcasts, those are emails that you just send a one-off email. So you choose a group of contacts that you want to send the email to, and you send them off to that one single group. It is done relatively manually. You can send it immediately, or you can schedule it to send in the future. Okay, it is done basically to a group of people that you choose. A sequence, that is a little bit different. A sequence is an automation that is triggered by an event. So something happens, and then the emails will be sent. So you're not manually sending any emails. It happens in the background. It automatically happens. It's set up by an automation. So that's what sequences are. And they typically contain multiple emails. They don't have to, but a sequence usually does. Then you also have event emails. Event emails are relatively similar to a sequence. However, they're set up a little bit differently than a sequence or a broadcast. Event emails are triggered based on the time and date of an event. So when an event happens, then the email will send so many minutes or so many hours or so many days after that event happens. So you have before event emails, and then you have after event emails. So they're all based on the event date and time. Okay, so those are the 3 types of emails. We also have A and B tests. So that has to do with your broadcast emails, where you can test whether or not, the subject line works better for email A or email B, or you can test different images inside your emails, whatever you want to do. So I'm not going to talk about A/B testing in this video, but just to let you know that Kajabi does have A/B testing in their features. All right, let's head over back to the broadcast area. With your broadcasts, you do have the ability to view a report on seeing how well they done. I just sent this one, so it's not gonna have very good data. I literally just sent this before recording this video, so not many people have opened it, but you can basically see how many have been sent, the success rate of delivery, if anything's hard bounced, and if anyone's unsubscribed from it. If you have an offer link inside of your email and someone purchases directly from that email, you will see the revenue in there. Other things you can do some other things you can do that'll save some time is you can actually create a template from an email. So if you've designed a really nice email, or you have an email that you're probably going to use over and over again, you can just quickly save it as a template. You can also duplicate that email. And what's really nice is you can now organize your emails into folders. So if you have a whole bunch of sequences or broadcast emails that you have for a specific topic or a specific course, and you want to put them all together, you can do that in the folders area. You can access that from this tab here, okay? And it's very easy to just drop them in there, and you can also rename it or delete that folder. If you want to open it up, you can see all the emails specifically for that folder, whatever the topic may be for you. So in addition to sorting by the type of email, we can also sort by the status. So if you have some emails in draft mode, you can click on draft and you'll see all of the emails that you have in draft. Now, here's one of the glitches that Kajabi has. Unfortunately, their A/B testing emails, whether they're draft or sent, they constantly show up in this draft filter. So it is a fairly minor issue, really. It depends how often you're using the A/B testing emails. So it could be messy if you're doing it a lot, but it's just, again, a little bit of a glitch on Kajabi's side that they need to filter out the A/B testing. So I don't have any draft emails because all the emails that I have put in here are sent, but you can check to see if you have any scheduled. Again, filtering issue with Kajabi, they are showing the A/B testing in the scheduled area, which they're not scheduled because they're done. And then we have active. So these are any sequences or event emails that are currently working. Again, filtering issue that the A/B testing emails are showing in that filter. And then sent, this is your broadcast emails that they have been sent and they're done. And you can see them all together in one list there. So that is that. And then we can clear that, which will clear everything out. All right, we can go and take a look at our sequences. Okay, as I mentioned, sequences are triggered by a very specific event. So let's go take a look at one. So one of the common sequences that you're going to need to build is typically a nurture sequence. Now, nurture sequence will help bring your people from the non-purchasing state into a purchasing state. That's kind of the goal here. So one of the sequences that we have here, our nurture sequence, is it comes after one of our freebie lead magnet options. So we have a lead magnet here that is 5 overlooked Kajabi settings where you can opt in on our website. If you go to onitvirtualservices.com, you will see this link as well as a link to another opt-in. Once you go and fill out that form, you're going to get that free PDF from an automation. So the first email that you would get from us is, we call it the deliver email. This is the email that has the PDF in it. So what it looks like here, it's going to send immediately. Okay. And it sends when somebody opts into any of these forms. So we have 4 different forms going on. We have a Facebook ad form, and we've got a form on our blog. We've got a form on our homepage, and we have a form on a landing page. So just different ways of connecting. You don't have to have, 4 different forms. That's just our way of tracking, but there's definitely other ways you can do it with Google Analytics. So what they're going to get after they filled out the form is this first email. Day 0 means that it's coming in right away, the moment they fill it out. We have our internal title, which helps us keep the emails organized. We understand what's in it. I know that it's going to have the PDF, and we always write what our call to action is in there. And in this case, we ask them to reply to the email. Here's your Kajabi settings guide. Open up to download the file. There's your subject and preview. And then we have our actual email here. Okay. So we can save this email as a template here. We can send it as a test email, which is a really helpful feature. So you can kind of see what it looks like on your desktop, or you can open it on your phone, see what it looks like there. Okay. And then we can open the email letter. We can either click this link here, or we can just click on the body of the email here, and it'll just open up for us. And then we have a fairly robust editor here for the emails, which is really awesome. The editor is the same whether you're working on a broadcast email or a sequence email. The editor for event emails is much different. I'm not going to be getting into that in this video. It is a little bit more stripped away compared to the abilities that we have inside of broadcasts and sequences. So that is kind of where the power lies for their emailing, is in these two types of emails. So with our editor here, when you click on it, you'll see that you've got your text box on the side here, all the typical types of editing features that you would need for editing an email. It's all there. You can add all your links. This email doesn't necessarily have a graphic in the middle, but you can absolutely add a graphic. You can link away to anything. You can include a file right here to download, which is what we have here because we want you to get the PDF from us right away. We don't want to send you on a wild goose chase. So you get the PDF right in your email here. And we also have our logo up at the top. So it's pretty standard for a builder. Honestly, everything that you need in here is actually available. If you click here on add a section, I can just show you really quickly what are all the things that you can do. We've got text, image, button, logo, video. We have countdown timers, social icons, divider lines, announcements, text. Text and text basically means two text box side by side, two columns. Same thing, image is two columns, and an image and text. So it allows you a little bit of customization abilities in here. Now, I know sometimes people complain to us about, why can't I do more? Why can't I do, special unique things inside of the email builder? Well, email marketing, it's a fine line between design and delivering the message. Emailing is really supposed to be just text-based. You're not really supposed to have a lot of fancy design in it. There are spam filters that are going to filter your emails out if you are doing too much with images and all the design. So it's really meant to be kept simple, which is why you don't have all the design tools that you would have on a landing page here. So this is pretty robust, considering how much you don't really need in emails. So you can kind of get everything you need in this. You also have some settings here on the side. You can change your typography, you can change the color scheme, and you can adjust the view and web browser links. So pretty straightforward stuff there. And you do have a footer, allows you to do a little bit of styling in the footer, not too much because these are legally need to be there. So you can't really do too much there. You can also view the different views, as in see what it looks like on a iPhone or iPad and stuff. So that's pretty nice feature there. All right, moving back out here. So if we're doing a sequence typically have more than one email, but because this one is a delivery email, we're actually just going to deliver this freebie here, because if we want to deliver another freebie, we don't want to have to go and do a whole nother email sequence for every single freebie. We want everybody to go into one sequence, but you can download, 3 different freebies. You'll get those downloads, but then you're all going to come into one single email sequence. And we don't want you to be in 3 separate email sequences. That's just messy and annoying. So we deliver the email, and then we set a kind of parameter here at the end here. So we add another automation on it. So once you're sent this email, you're going to get subscribed to a second email sequence. Okay. And I'll show you what that sequence looked like over here. It's basically the same idea. I'm just going to pop over to sequences and you'll be able to see it. And now we name our sequences as clearly as we can. So like sales funnel email sequence, that is not a very clean and proper email sequence name. You don't even know what sales funnel this is about, right? So this is just, you can tell it's not actually active. It's probably just a testing sequence for us. But if you name it properly, nurture sequence, general tech and strategy topics, then you see sales page. So we know exactly what we're sending this, who it's for, and we always like to put dates on it so we know when it was started. And we can tell if an email sequence is really old and we want to go and update it. Okay, so now this is the full nurture sequence from a non-purchaser, so someone who came in through the lead magnet, and then now moving into hopefully a sale. Okay, so we have our triggers. They're coming from, these are very specific video links. So we've sent people from those, not video links, delivery links. We send them into the subscribe trigger area there. And then we have a series of emails. You can see this one goes right away. Then we have day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and so on and so forth. You can set however many days you want. We have some clients that have email sequences that last for 6 months because that's what their membership is, and they want to nurture them through the duration of their membership. We have the ability to actually add tags throughout. So once somebody goes into the sequence, we tag them saying that they're in the nurture sequence, because when I send out a broadcast email to our entire list, I don't really want to send those emails to someone who just came into our email platform because they're just getting to know us. I want them to go through this sequence first before they start getting our regular weekly emails. So we kind of exclude them from our regular emails using this tag. You know, if you're in the sequence, you're not going to get our regular emails. But when the sequence is over, which you'll see at the end here, we're going to remove that tag and we're just going to put in a tag saying that they're done. So then we have a record of their journey, that they've came in and they've gone out, and then we can include them on our actual email list for our regular emails. So that's kind of a little insider tip there on how to manage your contacts there. Now, really quickly, some settings for your email sequences here. You can decide if you don't want to send this email to anybody because they are they're in a specific offer already and you don't want them to see all of the sales emails because they've already purchased. You can exclude them right away. So we have that set up here. If you're in our club, we don't want to sell you to our club. That doesn't make any sense, right? You can change your time zone, and then you can set some other general automations for this email sequence here. So when the sequence is done, we can send you off to other areas here. We can add a tag, we can send you to an event, we can subscribe you to another sequence if we really wanted to, or we can send you an offer as well. So there's lots of different things that you can do inside those sequences. Another really cool feature that Kajabi recently added is the ability to resend an email to unopened contacts. So for example, this email here, oh, I can't see it anymore. It's time sensitive. So basically, oh, here we go. So this email here, it says resend to unopened. Okay. So you have to meet these parameters. So you must have greater than 20% open rate and have been delivered greater than 2 days ago to resend. So it doesn't let you resend it like right away. It has to be more than 2 days, and you have to have at least 20% of people actually opening it in order for you to do the resend on unopened people. So what it does is it makes it really easy for you to duplicate that email. You can go in and change your subject lines to maybe something a little bit more engaging, something that'll hook them a little bit better and get them to open. And then you can just resend to people who have not opened it. So it just saves a lot of steps of having to redo all of that manually. It's a pretty nice feature, this is actually what I just did that today before recording this video, where I went and resent one of our open session emails to our email list. So there was not enough people opened it. So I wanted to resend it, which is nice because it's already starting to have some people open it now. I did change the subject line to see if that might help. Now, another thing that I love about Kajabi emails is the templates. So the template specifically has to do with not necessarily Kajabi's templates, but the templates that we make. So all of our clients, when we do email marketing for them, we create their templates for them so that they can have really nice, easy to use templates that are on brand for them. So I have a couple of templates in here. Some of these are just more because I want to keep the copy, not necessarily design. But my main template here that I use to send out to people on our email list. So if you're on my email list, you will recognize these. So basically we just design them here, and then we can go and quickly create a broadcast, which is really, really nice. You can use email templates in your sequences as well. You just can't start them from this area. You'd have to start it in the sequence area. With your templates here, you can duplicate them. So you can start from a template to make a new template, which is really nice. And when they do updates to the email marketing platform area here, or the editor, you can go and update your templates. Now, this is one of the limitations that frustrates me with Kajabi is they don't tell us when they've updated the email platform. I think they did once, maybe in the last 3 years, that they actually made significant changes and that we should go update our email templates. But they haven't been very good about telling us that they've released some updates or fixed bugs or anything like that. They seem to not really tell us about the email marketing area specifically, unless there's like a brand new feature or something, which has been a few releases in the last year. So to update your template, you do have to come and do it manually, and you have to kind of know that it needs an update. So if things are a little bit glitchy or not working well in the editor, I typically say go update your templates or go start a new email, because then it will be the newer version that Kajabi's released. So again, a little bit of an annoyance there that Kajabi could probably fix up for us. Okay, now I want to show you how to make an email from scratch, because that is probably the most common thing that you're going to do here. So let's start a email broadcast. And we're going to hit continue. Of course, I recommend starting off with a template. That is definitely the best way to do it. Kajabi does have some of templates of their own. I am not a huge fan of a lot of these. If I am going to start with a template, I usually just start with this simple text one and don't bother with all of these. But it does give you kind of an idea of what you can do, what kind of blocks can you put in it. So I'll start with a basic one here. Get started. You're going to need a title. I'm just going to call this test email because we're just going to do a test. Okay. And to get started, you're going to decide who's this going to go to. So you need to have a segment of people that you want to send it to. I've created a bunch of different segments. You can send it to all your contacts. You can send it to people who are just customers, or you can create a custom segment. So either way, you do have to have a group of people you're going to send this to. All right, I'm going to leave that blank for now. You're going to give an internal title, something very specific so that you know what this is. Usually put what the offer is for this or what the topic is so you're really clear. Then you're going to need a subject and preview text. So I have a sample email here that I'm just going to load up. So I'm going to grab my subject, and I'm not going to talk about, best email practices in this video because this is more of a technical video, but there's definitely some things you need to learn about when it comes to emailing and not ending up in spam folders. All right, so threw in the subject and some preview text. Follow the instructions from Kajabi about what to do and what not to do. You've got character limits. You always want to be short there so that people actually see your subject lines. Okay, then once we click into it, we're going to go in the editor. So I'm going to grab all of this content here. Okay, I'm getting this out of a Google Doc, which is one of the most common ways to do the emailing. And click into the body here. Now I can either select all of this and paste it in, or I can select all of this. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. Now here's a trick. This is an insider trick from somebody who's been doing the email platform in Kajabi for many, many years. When you paste from another platform into Kajabi, sometimes you get some craziness that goes on. Okay. Google Docs is one of the best ones to copy from that has the least amount of issues, but it sometimes does. So if I just go and I hit paste, without holding the shift button down, you'll see that it brought the formatting from the Google Doc. It came right out of here, whatever I had formatted. So if I had a whole bunch of bold, it would bring it in. If I had underlines, all that, it brings in the spacings. It actually brought it right into there. You'll see the source code is messy. Okay. This is where sometimes people get weird fonts and ugly stuff. So we don't recommend that you just straight up paste it. We recommend that you actually hold down shift, which is pasting without the formatting. Okay, so it removes the formatting. Additionally, if you don't remember to hold down shift and let's say you just paste it in, you're going to want to select it all and hit clear formatting. Okay, because you don't want to bring the formatting over. Sometimes you can copy and paste it over and it'll be just fine. Okay, it just really depends on how you're formatting things. We like to start it nice and fresh. And then you can go ahead and edit based on that. So if I wanted to highlight Unstuck Me Club, I can do that. And I'll just bold, Command B. So all the shortcut keyboard buttons are good to go there. Okay, so you can go ahead and do all that kind of stuff. And if you have a link, you can go and put the link in. You've got that option up here to insert the link. We can paste that in there and there we go. Now we have a link. So I'm just doing this really quick. Obviously, this isn't all the best practices that I would do. I just doing a quick show you into here. Okay. And then if I wanted to include a button, I could, or in this case, I could just delete the button if I didn't want it and I could hit save. I didn't put my logo on here, but I could easily just go and add a section and throw in the logo here if I wanted to. Okay. I have the logo this logo specifically loaded into my backend, into the settings of Kajabi account. So it automatically pulls that in if that's the logo I want. If I wanted something else, I would change it up. And you can change the width here and you can make it bigger or smaller, however you want. You can hit save. You can preview it, check it out, click your link, see if it works, all that kind of stuff. And then again, like I said before, you can change it to the phone and do it. All this, the editing is very straightforward. I don't really need to go through that on here. You just can fly through all of the different settings here. It's just like any text box editor. And the last thing that you can do here is schedule the email. So you can either send it now. I didn't select recipients. So let me just quickly throw in a set of recipients. It won't let you do anything without a group of people here. Okay, so I can send it now, or I can schedule it later, or I can just keep it as a draft and I can work on it later. One of the nice things that I like about this page is it specifically tells you what filters are applied for who this is sending to. So it's like a double check, right? So I know it's going to go to this segment and I can see, because I name my segment very specifically, I know exactly who's going to get it. So that's kind of something, again, a little bit of an insider's tip is to really clearly label your segments so you know what group of people are inside of that. So you can also see how many people are going to be getting it, how many people match that filter. So that's a nice little feature here. Overall, I really do like the emailing platform in Kajabi. It's very straightforward. It's not complicated. I've worked in many other email platforms that can get a little bit too crazy. Like there's just too much going on in it. And Kajabi keeps it very simple and straightforward. I sometimes call it basic, and I only call it basic because it doesn't have a lot of robust segmenting, and it doesn't have a whole bunch of if then if this, do that kind of stuff. It has a lot of the basic ones that you need for your business. But if you are really segmenting and you're really narrowing things down and you're making things very kind of complex when it comes to your email automations, then Kajabi is not the place for you if you're going to go that far. But most businesses don't need that. And what Kajabi provides is usually enough for the basic user. And like I said, our 7-figure businesses that have been running on Kajabi for many, many years, some of them since Kajabi first came about, have been using their emailing since it first came out and can function perfectly fine in it. So if you're worried if Kajabi's emailing isn't going to be good enough for you, it is a very good place to start, but I won't promise that you'll stay in it forever, because it is possible that you might want to really hone into your email marketing a little bit more in depth, in which case Kajabi might not be the best for you if you're really, really segmenting and really narrowing your audience and your messaging. But for 90% of us, the emailing that Kajabi allows here gets the job done. Now, if you have questions about this topic or really anything to do with Kajabi, the best place to find me and Malva is in our Unstuck Me Club community. It's free to join. The link's in the description. And if you want to just dig in more, to learn a little bit more about Kajabi, watch this playlist here on your screen. It's got lots of feature walkthroughs. I'll see you in the next video.